leaders that I could not be more stoked for, to be in the top 25 in a few different categories in Canada, which it's nuts. It's incredible. It's such an achievement. So Tiffany Hutton, Paige Wrighton, Julia, why did I forget how to pronounce that for a second? Kinsella, I'm like, no. And myself in different categories. Paige actually in 2 categories, so mad recognition there too. And it speaks volumes. It's just, I'm beyond stoked for top 25. That makes me happy in itself for sure out of all Canada, you guys. But what's going to be even more cool is when all of us
Oh,
she disappeared.
Where did she go?
Right as she was at her peak, we lost her.
I know. Just as that excitement was seething out of her.
Oh. I'm sure she'll come back.
Well, happy Monday, guys. Oh man.
Okay, so
Linz, I would just go ahead and get started, and just because we have a limited time for this one.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So if everyone, just before I start, if everyone can just mute out, just so we avoid any background noise, that would be awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in on the call. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Lindsay Guittard, and I'm a district manager. And I've been with Arbonne since May. Just a quick little about me, whatever it's called. I've been a district manager. I went to district my first month, and I have 2 little kids. I have a 3-year-old, 3.5-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And the reason I started Arbonne is I just needed something for myself and a way to make an income so I could stay home with my kids. But it's really transformed into way more than I ever thought it would. It's really given me, I guess, it's brought me back to, it gave me something for me. I kind of didn't realize what I was missing out on for the past 3 years, because I didn't go back to work in between. So it's just been something awesome for me, and just the whole team vibe and culture and everything like that. It's just been amazing. So I was just keeping it short and sweet. But tonight I'm going to go over verbiage with you guys. And if you're anything like me, especially when you start the business, figuring out what to say, how to say it, when to say it, it can be pretty stressful and overwhelming, especially if you're talking about something that you're not fully confident in yet. So as someone that was recently there and still am, I think we're continually learning as we go. Every situation is going to be different, and we always like to take what we learned from previous experiences and carry it forward and tweak as appropriate. So building on that, when you started your business, your sponsor should have gone over the getting started, and one of those things is building your 100 persons list. And so this is something that you continually build, and you'd like to be adding to it daily. So I like to break mine up into 2 categories. One is business builders, because we like to share the business with everyone, even if it's just about products, because you never know. I always like to say, never judge a book by its cover. You never know who's going to be interested in the business. And I bet a lot of you can attest that people that have joined your business, or that will in the future, that you don't know yet, maybe weren't someone that you even ever thought would have been someone interested in your business. So just never judge a book by its cover, or how much money you think they have, or anything. Just present the business to everyone. And then divide it off into the business builders and then the hosts. So someone that would host your party. And we've kind of experienced this recently, and I've also experienced it, and I think probably 80% of us have, that the closest people in your life, don't get discouraged or disheartened if they're not jumping up and down and to join your business and to get all excited about joining you or trying the products. I mean, I have some close family and friends that are using the products, but most of it is people through association or seeing on Instagram. So I just wanted to put that out there, because we recently experienced that, and as with a lot of you guys that are new to Arbonne. I just want to make sure that you're not getting discouraged by that, because there's a whole world out there beyond just your close circle of family and friends. So just try not to get discouraged and keep building on your list. So one of the great things that you have going for you in being new to your business is the excitement that you can pass on to people when you're talking to people about the business or about trying the products or attending your launch event. I'm sure a lot of you have already had your launch events, and those of you that haven't, this is something you can carry forward. But I still even like to say I'm new, and I started in May because I'm still new, still learning. So don't ever be afraid or shy to ask people for their help and support. So this is just an example of verbiage that I used when I started, when I was inviting people to my host event and my live event. So it was, hey, I'll pick on Melissa because you're the first person I saw as I looked at the screen. Hey, Melissa, I'm super excited. I just started my Arbonne business. And I know you're someone that's really into health and wellness. That's why I thought of you immediately. It may or may not be something you're interested in or is necessarily a fit for you, and that's totally fine. I would just love to have you there and to have your support. Plus, did I mention there'd be wine? Can you make it on September 29th? Let's just throw that out there. So a few things I want to pick out from that verbiage is the excitement. I shared my excitement for my business because if you're excited, other people are excited for you. So, you know, if you're just talking like, yeah, like an undercover Arbonne agent, people aren't going to be excited for you or wanting to jump in on whatever it is you're doing, because most of them have no clue what Arbonne is. And if they do and they've tried it, you know, like you just want people to jump on board with the excitement because it is contagious. Share why you thought of them. A lot of people are flattered by the fact that you were thinking of them. And, you know, if you say you have great skin, or I know you really take care of your body, by flattering them and picking out something that, you know, you were thinking about them, it's, you know, more likely for them to be interested. Let them off the hook. So people don't think they're signing away their life, because some people might already have a stigma about the industry or anything like that. So always let them off the hook. Be like, it may or may not be a fit for you, but would you be willing to listen to what I have to say? Just so they're giving you the green light. So we're not just vomiting Arbonne on them. Be authentic and yourself. When you're asking if you're applying for verbiage or support, they may send you back some scripting, but always tweak it so that it sounds like you, and so it doesn't sound like a robot. I think people can easily pick up on what is authentic and what isn't. So try to be true to yourself. And I mean, take what is ever sent to you, or from Dropbox, there's lists of verbiage provided there, but tweak it up so that it sounds like you. You know, you can add little emoticons if that's what you typically do, or you can add in, like for me, I like to throw in the wine, because like mentioning that there'll be wine, because I know my people in my circle would love that. And it's okay to ask for support as you enter this journey. And then when you're specifically asking to do your online Facebook launch, asking them if you can add them to the group rather than just inviting them without getting their permission. I think that goes a long way with creating trust and, I guess, separating ourselves from a lot of the other network marketing industries. One of the things that I love about Arbonne is the culture and the ethics when it comes to social marketing and reaching out to people. We don't want to just invite everyone, because I feel like it comes across as less authentic. And by giving them a personal invite and kind of catering it directly to them, I think it adds a lot to you as like your personal, what am I trying to say? It shows a lot about yourself, and how, I guess, authentic you are. So that's kind of where I want to go with that. So when we're looking at booking a party, a lot of people, some people love them, some people don't. But I think there's a few small tweaks that we can make to our verbiage to make it seem less daunting. And so one of them, rather than saying do you want to host a party, call it a get together. Because a party to me sounds like a big grandiose event that is way more over the top than it should be. So by just mentioning that it's just a handful of people, not a house full, I think that will ease a lot of people's resistance if they did have it. Just so, they may be more open to it. Because if someone thinks they have to host a party house full of people, it might seem they might just already have their backup right away. So by just telling them it's a simple little get together with a handful of people, that might make them feel a little more at ease about it. Plus, mentioning fun wine and facials or whatever, however you want the event to be catered to them. If you're handing out pamper baskets, this is another reason why listening to when you started your business, by your investment order, having products to sample and to hand out is super important, because I think having the actual products there to touch and see and to have the full size can make a huge impact on the people trying the products. So when you're handing out these products, just changing my page, for the first time ever, I'm actually following a script. So a couple of things that I like to say when I drop off a pamper basket is, when I drop it off, I say, or I guess before I drop it off, I say, hey, if I drop this off to you, would you use it? So rather than just sending them little samples or the full packs, they're already telling you they will use it. So you're getting their buy-in right away. And then ask them to use it exclusively for a few days. And the word exclusively is important, because if they're using that in the morning and their other product that they already use at night and something else, they're not going to get the full effect of the skincare. So I think the exclusively is important. And then plan a follow-up date right there in approximately 3 days. This way you'll already have a follow-up date set. And so you can get their feedback and what they thought in that time. And then you can already be planning when you're going to drop off the pamper basket after that, so that you're not waiting and holding off on arranging for another drop off because you don't know when you're picking up that pamper basket. So always set that date right in there. And then when you're following up with people, always lead with positive questions, so you only have room for a positive answer. So what did you love most about the product? What surprised you the most? And then that way you're getting, because I find a lot of people often like to lead with all the negatives. So if you're directing them to give you the positives, I think that will help a long way with you being able to provide the best for them. So does anyone have any questions? Sorry, I kind of just rambled on, I hope. Okay, so we have a bit of a challenge for you guys. So did everyone bring their 100 persons list or whatever they have of that list so far? Anyone? Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna press send here. And I have some verbiage. Sorry, I noticed a spelling mistake. So we're going to do a little test or a little challenge. So for the next 10 minutes, we're all going to mute ourselves out, and we're going to message 5 people to sample the art, to sample a pamper basket or a group presentation in the next week. So we're all going to go to our list, and we're all going to do a little booking blitz. and have some fun. I provided some sample text in the WhatsApp so that you can edit according to your authentic self, and to personalize it with our name. And then, yeah, ask someone to sample out the RE9 or shampoo and whatever basket, whatever you want, or a fit kit, depending on the person, and to host a group presentation for you this month. So it's 8:18. You have 10 minutes and go.
my 4 messages.
Sabrina, did you want to use the last 2 minutes to finish up your news before you left?
It was an emergency exit. Sorry, guys. I'm just reading everybody's comments. They're just coming in crazy over here. I am loving it. Look at the amount of replies already. And if you haven't got a reply yet, you guys, this is just the start of what's going to flood in from those asks. So honestly, Lindsay, everything you shared before doing these asks was spot on. There's nothing I would really honestly, add on to or critique by any stretch. To keep everything authentic, like you said, simple, complimenting them, no vomiting Arbonne, right? Just be real about it and keep it simple, right? And lead with the positives. And that's both, I'm just going to elaborate on that a little bit, both with sampling the products, using the products, and the business. Whenever I follow up with somebody from watching a Facebook Live, or even they've come to a Wine and Wonder and you're still following up with them afterwards, it's what jumped out at you most? What intrigued you the most? What did you love most about what you heard? How do you see Arbonne being a fit for you? What could it do for you? Right? And so it's all leading with like reasons why they would do Arbonne, not reasons why they wouldn't. Right? Like, do you think you have the time to do this? No, nobody has the time to do anything, right? So don't lead with ones that are going to encourage a negative answer, right? Lead with what they took away, what was positive. I know we're running out of time here, guys. Lots coming in. I just wanted to make sure everybody takes a second and reads all of that before we close off. I kind of wish these things would save those threads, hey?
Yeah.
Because it's so great. Any last questions? Let's open it up to all of you too. Maybe we have time for 1 or 2 questions before we close it off, but like anything specific? Everybody good?
I can add one thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a continuation of Nellie's last month. Like, I made a comment how I always include those mascara samples. They honestly are my best sellers. I probably sell 4 or 5 mascaras a month. And Nellie was saying, don't forget those little sales. Those little sales add up, they add up, they add up, they add up. They literally pay me full price, my non-PCs. And one day they're going to be a PC. And it started. One girl bought mascaras for a year, and then she bought the whole, maybe not a year. Yeah, a year, and then she bought the whole RE9 set when I relaunched in October. So it's like, you never know when they're going to come back full circle, right? So those little sales will add up. And then I saw a lot of questions about the Pamper baskets, especially with skincare. I always throw in the mascara, the hair serum, the primer, whatever I have, the little samples, I always throw into my Pamper basket. And that really does help with orders. So I just wanted to add that.
Perfect. I agree. Love those little mascara samples, you guys. And every order adds up, and every little order can be a bigger order or a new consultant. A hand cream can lead to a new consultant. So I agree. Never turn away. And nobody intentionally does, but sometimes we can forget about someone who just wants a mascara. Let's be real, right? So those can definitely lead into shows, etc. So you guys, this is the start right here of what we want to see you do for 5 or 10 minutes a day. However that looks for you. Some people only have 5 minutes to squeeze it in. If you've got a half hour, then maybe you'll do this maybe a couple times a week. But just think about how you just asked 5 people or more, how it took 10 minutes of your time, and how some of you are already seeing results from that. These are the activities that will grow you an Arbonne business. So for the rest of September, be really honest with yourself what your calendar looks like at this point. Activity equals success in this business. Activity equals reaching your goals in September. So make sure your calendar is as full as you can make it, as you want it to be, what you're committed to in regards to your goals. Because without these things, unfortunately, the goal isn't going to be reached, right? So we need to have these bookings, you guys. We need to go into the shows, the sample kits, the virtual things, however you kind of piece it all together, doesn't matter. You just need to have the income producing activities, okay? And then honestly, it's quite easy to reach goals. It's quite easy to do your 2,500 and your high five when those things are booked. So I encourage you guys, keep booking, don't stop now. Lindsay, do you have anything else to add before we close it off? No? You did terrific, hun, for your first training, I think, right? You did awesome. I know it's nerve-wracking.
Thank you.
It is, yes. And you prepare and you take time to prepare for these things, you guys, these amazing district managers, soon to be area managers that lead this series for the consultants. Thank you so much. And to everybody being on live. Yeah.
I think Rocky has a question.
Oh, sure.
Oh, hi. I did it. I wanted to know what other verbiage you guys have to help kind of close in on those parties. So once you've got or hosting of gatherings or whatever. So I've got like a couple pamper packages out there. I've got a couple people interested in stuff like that, but I feel like I'm struggling on that whole getting them to actually want to commit to getting people together to talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great question. And I think it's a very common, concern in regards to verbiage, but also just getting bookings at the beginning of your business. And at any time, really, it's nice to hear like fresh, different verbiage, right? So because we only have we have a time limit on this call, maybe what we can do is share some of that verbiage on just more booking of shows in the WhatsApp group. Shortly after this, we have another call following this for the districts and above, sorry. So we're going to hop on that one, but then we'll share some verbiage with you guys in that WhatsApp group that is kind of just new ideas, new ways of, asking fresh outlooks on ask, because sometimes we hit that wall again and I don't know how to ask this person, or I need something fresh and different. So we'll share that with you, hun, and hopefully that will help you get some more bookings on the calendar too, okay? That sound good? Oh, I think I froze.
You're good. Yeah. Did you freeze? I don't know.
Is anyone there anymore?
Yeah. Is anyone else hearing her?
We can hear her. Oh, I can hear
yeah.
her.
Very good. Everything's frozen.
It's just her end, not our end.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, we're going to get kicked off of here anyways. So I'm starting to write a response, Rocky, in the WhatsApp. So
Awesome.
Great
Thanks,
job.
Liz. Thanks, guys.
thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Lynn. Bye.
See you.